I thank my parents for teaching me the meaning of the good life and that it can't be bought. Their example had a lot to do with a choice I made when I was 18 or so, to live a life of service. Over the last 20 years and a bit, that choice has taken me to homelessness and family violence shelters, supporting women to get back on their feet. Kakadu, running a homelessness prevention program. Myanmar, where I negotiated with a man in an army uniform to allow us access to build a village school in rebel militia territory. And its Rohingya displaced persons camps. For too many families in Yan Yean, the promise of the 8-hour day is being compromised by long commutes. Mums and dads who work long days only to spend even longer in the car or the train.
I'm standing here today because I love our region, our community, and the people who call it home. These people are my people. Regional Victorians make up a quarter of the state's population. They produce the food and fibre that fuels our agricultural economy and feeds our families, and they do it all while bearing the worst impacts of our country's inevitable natural disasters. Our great state cannot function without thriving regional communities, and yet we know that we are receiving an inadequate cut of government funding.
As many people know, I started my career as a dancer. It wasn't easy, and like our Prime Minister, I grew up in Housing Commission. There was mum, 4 kids, virtually no support from Dad. And apart from the financial hardship, there was the Housing Commission hardship. Stories are what nourish us. They feed the soul, the body and the mind. They do this whether you tell them through dance, acting or a dish you cook and serve to loved ones, friends or strangers. Stories give us inspiration and give us hope. Speaker, hope lives rent-free in my heart. I believe hope lives rent-free in all our hearts. This is why I stand here today.
I've lived in the electorate of Richmond for 20 years, and during that time I've worked mostly as an artist, making large-scale public artworks for museums and galleries across the world, drawing people into a conversation about how to create the world that we want to live in. The people of my electorate have told me they're struggling. They're struggling and they're terrified because we are so unprepared for what's coming. And we know that there is no social justice without ecological justice. Floods, fires, heat waves, droughts, food insecurity, displacement of people, infrastructure under strain. We all know that we are not doing enough.
Education and its enabling role in connecting people with jobs and opportunity has been core to my purpose in life and in each of the roles I held before coming to this place. I became a teacher because of my commitment to Victoria's public education system, the public good it represents and the broad benefits it delivers. I believe it's a role of government to help smooth risk and protect individuals from the buffeting impacts of structural change. I believe in the power of markets to increase living standards and prosperity, but for markets to deliver optimal outcomes for citizens and society, they must be functioning, fair and effectively regulated.
Before coming to this place, I worked in various jobs: retail, administration, as a vet nurse and also as an electorate officer. Working as an electorate officer gave me an up-close understanding of what good governments can do to help people. People living their everyday lives, many who have never reached out to their local Member of Parliament before, but who need help and who are often at their lowest moments. It is an experience that has shaped me and given me the drive to put up my hand so I too can be that voice for my community. The future of Pakenham is bright, and I will work hard to ensure we keep up with the services and infrastructure we need as we grow.
We were raised in a very modest California bungalow in Jamison Street, Coburg, where we largely grew up speaking Italian with very few luxuries, but with plenty of love and plenty of homemade pasta sauce. We were as working class as you could get. We are given an honourable opportunity by the people of our electorates to work for the betterment of those that reside in our suburbs, the small business owners, the workers, the families, children, young people, the elderly and the disadvantaged. I thank the people of Pascoe Vale for placing their confidence in me, and I will work every day as hard as I can to do justice to that trust. Now let's do this, Pascoe Vale. Thank you.
After many years of fighting, I'm so proud to stand with a government that listened and put people first, leading the nation and legislating a ban on fracking. It was a community win, and to all that were involved, I know it was long and stressful. I know the fear you felt, but your advocacy and your resolve never wavered. The gas companies may have wanted to fracture our ground, but they were not able to fracture our united voice. Having fought as a community advocate, I've had the privilege now of really witnessing the positive change that can be generated when community and government work together. And in this place, as a member for Bellarine, this is what I stand for: community at the heart of decision making.
The member for Point Cook.
Deputy Speaker, I ask that you can control the gallery in a manner that I cannot. I enter this parliament with the hope that I can make a small contribution to the betterment of our state and the community that I represent. Victorians will be affected by the decisions that we make here and that we decide not to take. And that weighs heavily upon me, as I know it does everybody else. But I have hope and optimism and confidence.
Because I understand what it is like to have a name that no one else can pronounce, to have a parent whose first language is not English, and to feel othered by cultural heritage. Diversity matters here too, and it's incredibly important that our parliaments reflect the communities which we represent. I applaud the work that so many multicultural organisations do, supporting our diverse peoples and communities. I want them to know that they have a friend here. The West of Melbourne has a friend here.